I think Robert Gray has our invocation. Robert here? Yes, there he is.
Pray. God, thank you for a privilege to gather together as Rotarians this morning. God, we thank you for our freedoms that we enjoy in this country, for the men and women who serve now and have served years in the past, God, to fight for those freedoms. I think of those who are in harm's way now in other parts of the world, God, as tensions mount. We pray for them, for their families. We pray for peace, for the decision makers of our country in the coming days, God. And just pray for those in our Rotary group and our community who are hurting, God, physically, emotionally, financially, and other ways. God, we just pray that as Rotarians, we remember them and are able to serve and help them in any way. Thank you for our food, and we pray that you'll bless it, our bodies, pray that you'll bless our fellowship this morning. Amen. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The things we think, say, and do.
This is the truth. This is fair to all concerned. Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Okay, we're in here.
Yes.
Our Sergeant at Arms report.
All right. We got 23 members here today, including Buster here on Zoom. We have a guest here with us today, Dwayne Frazier. He's a guest of Chris Neal.
Dwayne, stand up real quick. Dwayne reached out to us from the website. Former Rotarian from New Jersey, moved down here 3 years ago, then COVID hit, and he's trying to find a good club to get plugged back into. So small business banker with F&B, seems to be a good guy. I've enjoyed my conversation with him this morning. So everybody make sure to introduce yourself.
John Vanderkamp again. Definitely going to be a
John's a
member.
member.
He's official. He's official.
He no longer gets special treatment.
Got all the roster yet, Steve.
So long.
He's buying his own breakfast.
His free breakfast days are over.
Then we have Carol with the Sunset Club visiting us again.
Great. Well, we are the best club in Greensboro, so welcome.
And we're very
Glad to
modest.
have you. Rick Martin, do we have any birthdays?
We've got a couple here that's president, and by the way, we really are the best club, and that Lisa, you're totally objective, right? No bias at all.
No bite.
Yeah, there you go. All right, let's see here, for club anniversary, Mr. Pegram. Yes, sir. You have an anniversary, second Saturday, with club, how many? You believe correctly. Way to go. Great service, and thank you for all of that. 18 years, that's nice. Wedding anniversary from our Sunset Club, Dirt Blues, I'll remember, Mom, and let's see, we got some birthdays coming up. None other than Mr. Tom Richardson, on the 20th. Got a big birthday coming up here. Mr. Tom. There you are.
Is it a big one?
Sing happy birthday to you today. What's that? You gonna tell us how old you got a big fish tail or?
He said it's the oldest he's ever been.
Oh, well said. All of that was good. Okay, and then, let's see, also, Dirk and Molly Blue, they have, those Sunset, they've got a wedding anniversary, actually. They had a wedding anniversary yesterday. So if you see them, tell them congratulations. And that kind of presidents are important today.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I think Mark has some announcement before we do happy dollars.
Well, I'm just going to go ahead and do the football poll since everybody already knows the outcome. Although I have to tell you, it has been a question raised, the validity of the competition. Somehow, I did my research, see if I can find a connection between our winner and the holder for the long snapper for the Rams. Because the score really should have been 14-10 at halftime, 24-10. But, you know, that missed extra point, which almost never happens, and the guy had the ball and he laid it down. So I did a little research. I wanted to make sure it was all legit, that it was all fair, and that it ended up, the scores were where they're supposed to be. I did find one connection. The connection, and it's a little alarming, but the connection is the holder is the punter for the Rams, and he has won the Ray Guy Award. So that's as close as I could get. So our winner for the halftime score was 13-10, 3-0. That's $100 to Guy Romano.
Oh my God.
Final score, because everybody just fell in line with Cajun guy, was 23-10, but he still got a ball open. So $150 more.
No way.
Likes it good.
I think you're buying drinks next week.
You know how you win? You buy lots of squares.
That's it.
You won $250, but invested $300.
Yeah, but he won, I guess.
Let's do happy dollars and then we'll have some other help.
Yeah.
Tell me now, Captain, past president's meeting, wasn't this whole football pool thing your
It
idea?
was. No, the story gets even better. So one of our club members, I can't say who because I'm not supposed to, came to my office to get their teeth cleaned. I had watched the Super Bowl. I proposed the pool. I gave the idea to Mark. I helped him push it. I even offered to pay for the squares to buy for the club if y'all didn't buy it. So I'm at work and I didn't even look at the pool. I didn't open the file. I completely blanked on it.
I don't think that passes the four-way test.
The person that told me will have to admit that it's my patient, so he might not do it.
He looked generally surprised.
I was like, I did.
Who's the main guy?
Yeah.
I hope you gave him a discount.
Back to the club.
That was a great guy. I'm sorry for Rick, yeah. Okay. No, the happy dollar caught a lot more than this happens. Man, last Saturday, I had a great time. It was a wonderful time, and I was out at the enduring gratitude event for this first time for me. I'll guarantee you, I'll be back again. Of all the things I could say about whatever, and I had fun. I really had fun. And the biggest part of the fun was watching these veterans come through, and they're all just this great camaraderie and having a good time. And I think to a person, everyone that came to our station was saying, thank you all for putting this on. And of course, I was very humble. I said, well, I put all this together, you know. But it was such a nice experience, being there and seeing the person, people, men and women, and I just hear from them, got all that started. It was great. And it's up to you, sir. Thank you, Rick.
I'll just put my considerate volunteer hat on. We gave out 300 hats. And I just want to thank everybody that Rotary. Just raise your hand, participated, or donated, or helped, or whatever. I mean, we had over 17 people out of the Sound White in our club there as volunteers, which is better than 50% of all the volunteers. But we shot 24,000 shotgun shells. I can't remember how many, I think it's like 14 dozen donuts or something we ate. Sausage and egg biscuits, best darn donuts I've ever had. I'm trying to find out where it came from. Yeah. Money Queen birds. We sent home how many birds did we send home with veterans? 200. Roughly 200. He found a baby one. Turns out it was actually a quail. But mistaken identity and a guy with a gun who didn't know, right? So, but anyway, we had a great time, and it couldn't have happened without all the volunteers, without over 150 volunteers, and all the donations. So I greatly appreciate it. The veterans appreciate it. The board appreciate it. Thank you guys very much.
Lynn, this monster is that dog.
Here you go.
That's kind of great. I want to say thank you for Chip, Phil Miller, all the organizers for very gratitude. You know, a show like that can't run that well without a lot of ground. It's easy for us to show up and get the day. You guys get a lot to make that happen. And it's so smooth, so easy. It's a pleasure to come out. And, you know, the full scope of what we did, didn't really get me until Sunday. You know, sitting there and let's say you're comfortable home. And guys, I'm sit there and think about what all these veterans activities that guys give us. That's something really good. What a chance to do something. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me piggyback on that too. Warren Ludlam, who told us about Angel Flight, he got 3 references. We gave him 2 minutes to speak. The board wasn't sure about Angel Flight and Warren and all that, so they said, okay, you can have 2 minutes to speak. He got 3 referrals to people who need to be closed there Saturday afternoon, and another one came in Monday. So, I mean, that's just fantastic. And I asked Mr. Montgomery, texted me, wanted to know why he wasn't invited, and he's chewing me out because he wants to be involved next year. So anyway, just gonna get there. Thank you.
You know, talking to Glenn, found out that he's from Texas, and people, he told me Texas have guns. Florida had a gun.
I have with I'll have to Venmo it. I don't have dollars.
Right, I'll come back.
I'll just piggyback on all that. It was my, I guess I sponsored a couple years, and Saturday was the first time I've been able to volunteer, and it was just moving. And I think the highlight was really the lunch hearing Porter Halliburton speak. Just phenomenal, just to listen to his experience in Vietnam. But the most fun I had was I actually got to shoot because I was a trapper, and when we had some downtime, one of the guys that was a volunteer had, I guess, volunteered for 12 years. He had a smaller shotgun. Actually, it was an antique, I think. And I have not shot a shotgun since I used to hunt with my dad when I was a young girl. And I was able to shoot 3 out of 4. So.
Wow.
Absolutely, don't mess with Lisa.
Madam President, we have another happy dollar. It's about to become $2 if you don't cough up.
What would that be?
Everybody see her picture?
Yes.
On the paper?
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot about that. So kudos to Gate City Rotary. Our joint district project with Guilford, which was Designs for Hunger, which was a John Spillman project, which was out at Four Seasons that we used to stack the cans. And because of COVID, it really just kind of died out. So I collaborated with Brent Holmes, who is the president of Guilford Rotary. We directed those funds to the Servant Center, which is another veterans organization. And I went to their meeting and we presented the check, and someone took a picture. It was a horrible picture, but I didn't know it was going in the paper, but it was in the paper, and KC got and Guilford got the kudos for doing that. So that is what we do. Thank you.
Dwayne brought some free samples from his bank.
Look, guys, I'm happy to be here. It's been 3 years since I've been able to kind of sit in and settle in with a Rotary, and it's been warm so far, so grateful, and again, I'm just happy to be here.
Thanks. 18-year anniversary. Got 18
You brought the other.
This is always an example of something. Advise me your children or careers or whatever, but so years ago, I got a lesson in pathological degree in political science, which but anyway, so I was out of work and then, needed something to do, so I ended up, operating a shop selling cars. So Tuesday was, my anniversary of 40 years in the car business. This is an example of, when you get into something, you might get into it for life. So, 40 years.
Frank up front, he has like Frank that you had.
He went down to lunch to work on his grades to transfer to East Carolina, right? I got in my work.
Morning. All right. Grandpappy said it's always easier to fool people than it is to convince them they've been fooled.
Matthew, you have an announcement?
Good morning, everybody. This Saturday, it will be our second stream cleaned. As most of you know, we adopted a stream at Cypress Park, kind of behind, I think, Smith High School and the Four Seasons Town Center. We'll be meeting there at 9 o'clock. The address is in the email, the house across the street with the park. We had a great turnout last year. We got over 100 bags of trash. It's the opposite of cleaning up Battleground Avenue. Everybody has a lawn service for them. So I encourage you to come out. It should be a good time in just a couple hours. Appreciate it.
And we have our Interact Club. Some of our Interact members are coming as well. So that'll be fun. They can interact with you guys. I'll be out of town. Can't be there. Yeah.
Quick announcement for the whole club. These are our tax returns. It's supposed to be made public for 3 years for inspection. If anybody wants to inspect it, they need to present that in writing.
Guys, I've had a couple of questions about the club grants. Have they all been
They've all been
sent out?
awarded. I mean, I don't know if they've been awarded. They've all been.
I've got 2 of them right here.
approved.
Okay.
You talking about the president?
Yes.
I think that's what Jim Kennedy was asking about on email yesterday.
Oh, okay, yeah, they were handed out, a lot of them this morning.
Okay, okay, good,
The rest are still.
good, good. Gigi, you have anything?
Just a reminder that great events coming up. We have the district conference April 29 to May 1st in Myrtle Beach. It'll be a lot of fun. And of course, the Saturday after that, we have our Derby party, and Steve has designed this absolutely wonderful place. Those are event tickets, and you can sell them to your friends, your neighbors, your bankers, and anybody wants to come. It will be a great party. They have been very popular because I mentioned them to a few friends of mine, and I've already sold 8 each. So people definitely want to come and have fun. So, for both days, and thanks again to Steve for this wonderful artwork. And last but not least, we have the Rotary International coming up June 2nd to 4th, and that will be in Houston, Texas. They have lots of great activities. The registration link was sent to all Rotarians. So please go there, check it out. I've been to 2 Rotary International events, one in Atlanta, one in Toronto, and they are just fantastic. So I would definitely recommend that to anyone. I mean, you literally meet Rotarians from all over the world. It's just fantastic. So check it out and register and go and have fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Steve, you have?
Not much here, but I have been getting a little unnerved that I didn't have any event. We got the raffle tickets out last week. And so, I only kind of wanted approval, and so I printed up drew up a set of event tickets and sent them out to our fundraising team, and I got the name of the chief on it, and they weren't colorful enough, and they weren't big enough, and a few other comments. So I got back to the drawing board yesterday, and a little bit under the gun, and I finally got a design. These are actually 4 tickets. I'd gone to Office Depot, got the stock, and I thought, okay, I'll get them printed off tomorrow. And I leave the office and I'm driving down the road and I look at, of course, I never looked at my cell phone while I was driving. Yes, I was at a stoplight. And I see a note from Gigi, I need 12 event tickets tomorrow. So I turn around, race back to the office and printed up the tickets, and they look pretty good. So, and it's just, it's great working with people like Gigi, Carol Lander, the best critiques you'll get, and Brad and Dave Lillard. Without these guys, this would be impossible. So my gratitude is out there, and so if you need tickets, by God, we've got them, and I just need to kind of rip them apart. Come and see it. Gigi's already sold 12 and under.
And where are you on your,
I'm sorry.
you want to say something about
Yeah,
status of your sponsorship?
Thank you. So I'm going to be added to this each week. Up there, you'll see those who have committed to sponsorship. If you committed to me and somehow I forgot.
So to the highest bidder.
Anyway,
Yeah, we'll sell you a platinum sponsorship.
updating, and you'll see all these generous folks.
Well, I keep telling Steve not to worry because we're right on track.
Thanks.
It's hard not to worry when you're responsible for all that.
You just offer a word of encouragement on those ticket sales. I learned something this year that I've been saying I'm gonna do for the last 20 or something years. I've been involved in Rotary, silly things. One of our guys in the present race did every year, he'd sell 3 or 4 books of those things. And he always said, it's easy. You keep them with you and you're talking to somebody and say, hey, would you like to buy a ticket to our thing? And most people pop the 20 and just get you to, go away. It's really good. And so Gigi sold 12 already?
No, that's event tickets.
That's event tickets.
Oh, event tickets.
Not that one.
Those are $75 a piece.
Ah. But just doing this for the last week, and I've sold 11 of those, and not even really tried. So I really have said this to encourage everybody, keep them with you, and you see people, stick them out there, quick, they buy. I really do. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rick.
Thank you.
I've got plenty more.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, true Rotary fashion, we pulled this together at the last minute. Patricia goes here, she's a little under the weather, not COVID, but she was running a little late this morning, but she will be at our derby party, I believe. She's Joyce Squad Photography, who was at my derby party. Steve, I would recommend you get good weather because that really helps. But Patricia is from Las Vegas. She moved here in 2009. She worked at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas and had a number of different jobs. She's been in landscape management, but she took a chance and opened up Joy Squad Photography and went through the COVID thing after growing really quickly. And now she's kind of coming back. I think she's been very busy here lately. I guess weddings and stuff are back on. So she's going to tell us a little about Joy Squad and her history.
It's a pleasure to be here, and hopefully let me know if I have to speak up because I am so loud in my own head right now. All I can hear is myself. I just got I had COVID over Christmas and I've been struggling with the head and everything. So, but anyways, about Joy Squad. So Joy Squad actually started in Las Vegas with my sister Leslie, and she started Joy Squad in 2010. And it was going really great. She was accumulating a lot of business in Las Vegas, as you can imagine. It is the event capital of the world, so it was not a hard thing to do. And so after a few years of me, I moved, the same year she started is when I moved to North Carolina. So I left Las Vegas, I moved to North Carolina for greener pastures, found them. And I really, really enjoyed Greensboro. Greensboro is my first stop and it's my last stop. And But then in 2016, after her business was growing to a level where she was gaining a lot of national clients, that's when I started Joy Squad on the East Coast. So Joy Squad is obviously a photo booth company that so most of you have seen it as when you've seen us at an event such as the Derby party that you all will have. And maybe you've seen us around other places, but we are a photo experience company. So we create photo experiences, and that photo experience can go anywhere from being special life moments, having adding value to just having a memory, to a really great marketing tool. And so by understanding what a client wants, what their goal is, we've been able to give value to having something more than just a photo booth that's sitting in the corner. So I have a variety of pictures here that I'm not sure how I can go about changing that slide.
What do you want? Tell me what you want to happen.
Just go ahead and just select that main photo
This one?
as you push through. And then just kind of hit on the side. So I'm just grabbing a few pictures here. So I'm just going to show you really quickly a few of the things that we offer, and then give better understanding as to why Joy Squad can be a little bit bigger than your typical neighborhood photo booth company. So we have a variety of what we call a variety of activations, and they set up in different styles. This little booth here is a very popular booth amongst my corporate clients. And what's great about it is it provides a way for somebody to get a memory, get a photo with branding. And so we have a lot of companies that are such as the Winston-Salem Open or the PGA Tour that happens at Sedgefield. Trying to think of some other big clients that use this really week's furniture market. We'll set it outside and we'll use it for a week at a time. But what it does is it's not only giving people an opportunity to take a photo, but it's capturing data. And so people will take a picture, they're seeing the branding, and it's capturing the data down to understanding whether or not it's a male or a female, and even their age range. It's capturing that data because people give us that data by sharing the picture. And they put it out there, and then we can follow up where that picture's activity has been, even figuring out how many follows or likes that person is getting on that picture. And so you're able to see the traction of what's happening because people will link that photo directly onto their social sites. So that's kind of like our little marketing machine. Our other booths, by the way, the ones that you guys have been taking your pictures in, we don't collect any of that data. It's only if somebody specifically wants us to collect the data. I personally don't even create a newsletter because I hate getting newsletters. So I don't follow up with lots of text advertisement or news advertisement. If someone's hired me, then that's their thing. So if I'm representing Novant Health at the Winston-Salem Open, then Novant Health can do all the follow-ups that they would want to. So go ahead and click to the next one. So this is the most common activation that we have. And this is just a classic photo booth, the memory capture. And what's really great about this is you get pictures that you get to print. People rarely have prints anymore. We take pictures with their phones, and we don't decorate our fridge with all those faces. And so I think this is my very favorite and most exciting just little thing that we offer. It's because you get to have something to capture the memory. This is also an excellent tool for marketing because now it's something that's not just living on somebody's phone. It's typically living on somebody's fridge. It's really rare that people throw away their picture. When we're at an event, we'll see all kinds of things on the floor, but it's never one of the pictures because people like to keep these pictures around. So it's that piece of trash at the expo that nobody's going to throw away. And but more importantly, what typically is just its memories at somebody's special event, whether it's a wedding, a birthday party, or even a gathering of the Rotary Club. So this one I really love. And we don't typically collect any data with this one. You just get your picture. That's really nice. Okay, go ahead and skip to that next one. And then this is something that you guys may have seen it already. It's a little bit newer, but it's our 360 booth. And the 360 booth is some of the latest technology. We have an LED platform. It spins around you and it takes these videos. and you'll see some of the really cool effects for it. This is something that has brought us to several locations and parties that are just a lot of fun. We get to enter a lot of doors that I normally would not be invited to, simply because of the different higher tech activations that we offer. Go ahead and skip forward. And then this is our this is our big daddy. This is our multi-camera array, and this was used for a number of really big events, and we'll scroll through some of them, but you can see here this is for season 2 of the premiere of HBO Ballers. And what is happening here is 9 cameras are calibrated to a center point, and they're taking a picture simultaneously. And so when somebody does anything like jumping up in the air or flips, and you'll see some of these, it captures that movement from multiple different angles, all calibrated to a center point, and then ties it together for a video. And you'll see later, but we've actually recorded a commercial in collaboration with Gatorade, and thank you for using this multi-camera activation. So, sometimes, most times I'm just hanging out, doing somebody's wedding, or yesterday all day I was doing headshots at HPU. I'm at HPU probably about 3 times a week right now. But sometimes we're traveling and doing some really neat things with a little bit of a higher price tag. Okay, go ahead and press through. And then finally, we offer roaming photography. All of our activations are about instant gratification. So everything that we do is about having what you just experienced in your hands in a few seconds, or in your eyes. And this one, this camera, so professional photography, but the access to that photography immediately. It's really common to go to an event and have a professional photographer taking pictures. It's not so often that you may even get a copy of that or see those photos. And a lot of times it just will belong to the event host, and they will see it, and maybe they'll share a gallery later, possibly. So what's really great about this activation is you get professional photography, but the people are able to have access to that immediately. Okay, so now we're just going to start skipping through a few, and you can see here once that photo is taken, they see it on the screen, and they're able to send it just as they would if they had taken it in a photo booth. Yesterday, I spent about 8 hours taking headshots. I think we took over 2,000 photos. So one of the other services that we provide is, and you can skip into the next 2 as well, is professional headshots. This is something that HPU does for all of their students. They do it 4 times a year, so they have the latest LinkedIn profile picture. And it's a really great opportunity if you ever have an event where it's a professional setting. Sometimes a networking event, it's not exactly the time to get in a photo booth with somebody. You might not know a lot of people, you're just starting to meet them, but getting a new updated headshot is always nice. So it's a really great feature to offer, especially to college students. They really take it serious. So half of them had like jogging pants on and tennis shoes, and then they had their tie, and had to retie like 7 or 8 ties for them. They're just adorable. But and a lot of them just knew exactly what they were doing. Okay, go ahead and skip forward. So this is just some pictures of fun. I love this picture because this is Ricky Kroll and a variety of Panther players, but I just love it because the guys like it too. A lot of times people think of our experience as something for girls, but everybody gets into it. It's really fun to have something of yourself. Okay, push forward. This is what the photo booth looks like from the front side, and this is my main sidekick, Lolo. Lolo is one that has helped me by working for me as an event manager throughout years. And that's one of the key things about Joy Squad is the experience. Those experiences in our name, and anybody can just press a button on a machine or click a button on camera. But it really takes somebody that has a keen eye and a great personality. You just have to make somebody feel welcomed if you're going to get a smile out of them. So staffing is very important to me. I've never placed an ad for staff. I always find somebody, they impress me somewhere, and then we start talking and get their number. And so that's how I find my staff, because it's really important to have the right people. representing you and just giving a nice experience. If you don't like people, you shouldn't do this job. Keep on pressing. Just some samples of prints and the variety of things that we offer. Those are primarily for weddings, which is about a third of our business. The main focus for Joy Squad tends to fall more on, well, we do a lot of weddings right now because of COVID, but our corporate events are slowed down. But a lot of that focus is more on nonprofits and corporate events. Let's skip through. And these are just some samples of fun events that I get to participate. You can go ahead and just kind of push through the next 3 or 4. And variety of things. I will dress up. I love to just do whatever it takes to make a really great experience. And when you're working with kids, they just like to see something a little bit fun. So whether it's fun jewelry or a full Wonder Woman costume, that all helps with the experience. Okay, go ahead and press through. And all of our options include the ability to get the digital copy on your phone. It's really important for people now to have full access. It's the way of the world, so we make sure that's possible. And more of our staff. And click through. Pardon the foul language. This is Seth MacFarlane's house. If you press play on that, you'll see, I'm going to show you guys a few of our larger activations, but this whole scene was set up in Seth MacFarlane's driveway in Hollywood Hills. And we took pictures of mainly B and C and B list stars. The A list stars went around another entrance, but we took pictures for his holiday party. And behind in the courtyard, he actually covers his pool, and he recorded his entire Christmas special right behind us, behind the little hedge wall there. So he does that each year from his house. Okay, go ahead and skip forward. This is an example of that multi-camera unit that I was showing you. So just technology being brought to the next level. It creates such a neat impact to have something like that. People are definitely willing to share. Go ahead and press forward. That was just so cool. Okay, go ahead and press forward. And this one is the grand opening of MGM in Washington, DC. And if you hit play on that, you'll see the movement of that. But we have models that match the wallpaper. You can kind of see them in the background. A little extra touch there. Okay, go ahead and press forward again. And then this is just one part of the Gatorade commercial, Gatorade with Nike. So this was recorded in 10-degree weather. It was very, very cold, late at night, but the camera unit was not a photo booth experience, but rather recording the shots for the commercial, and they tied it all together for a social media commercial campaign. And it just is a way to spotlight. This is the same technology that is used for Matrix, just on a much smaller scale. Okay, go ahead and press forward. That's me. We did for the Women's World Cup. So we got to go to a lot of exciting places. And this is Post Malone. I put this one on here. His one post. You can see that, but you can skip forward on this one tonight. But that one post had over 2 million follows within a few minutes, or 2 million looks. So it has the ability to get a lot of traction. Obviously, Post Malone was the main attraction in the photo, in addition to the ladies. But it just to show the impact that it can have on social media. I don't even know where it's at now, but that was just after a few minutes. This one is my sister, and Leslie is the one that started Joy Squad. Here she is on the throne. All right, and then I think we have, oh, and this one I just love to show you guys a little bit. This is 360 booth that we have. This is kind of freaky, but just to show you the effects of it. Kind of creepy. Okay, And I think that's the end of my photos. Oh, and just, okay, and then that is my husband Jeremy who helps me. So Joy Squad started in 2016, and each year we saw at least 20% growth, if not some years up to 30% growth. It's been really great. 2020, we had big goals, and then we lost 75% of our income. 75% of our sales. I think on March 9th, I refunded about $30,000. It was really, really difficult. It was actually illegal for me to work because the government would impose fines on us. We could lose our business license if we attended a gathering more than 100 people, more than it eventually became more than 10 people. So it was a very difficult year, and there was a lot of clients where I had to make the choice to just refund them as opposed to fulfill their wish to continue to take pictures at their wedding. Or it was not fun. I landscaped my entire backyard. It's really good. But it was a time for us to kind of hit a refresh button and to take the focus on narrowing down what we really wanted to make sure we were doing to stop being in that thing of just getting to the next crisis and fixing all the things that needed repairs, doing laundry of backdrops, and but really the main thing was just kind of getting a recentered focus on how busy I was getting and what I was going to do to take Joy Squad to the next organized step. So, the other
Quick question, did you do that 360 last one scholarship weekend?
I did.
That was world class.
Thank you.
That alone, we should get that.
Thank you. Yeah, High Point is one of our main clients, and honestly, if it wasn't for High Point, I don't think I would have survived 2020 because of the fact that they can still continue to do events really safely. Like even when we did pictures, we were doing. The students would be on docks in a line. We get through 1,000 students, and they'd come in and they'd take one picture. They put their mask in their pocket, they put it back on, they get their photo off it without us touching it. So they were organized enough to.
It's CNN experience. So we do that, which it's already on suite before you move, it's on the website.
Yeah. It's all about that instant gratification too, and removing any of the frustrations. The technology is not always consistent. I think yesterday when we were doing headshots, we must have lost connectivity to a computer, and we had backups of everything. I don't think the students ever even noticed, but we probably have it like 7 or 8 times. My poor husband is as soon as mine, and that's what he does behind the scenes, is fixing a lot of the tech work while I smile at people and make sure they don't see the stress that he's going through.
The little Post Malone thing, what's the advantage of doing it that way versus just a little video? Is it?
Yeah,
is
so
there some advantage for doing it that way?
For the way that they were sitting, not really. Like and so when we're working with the client, we try to make sure that we really focus on what it is that they want. But a lot of people just want novelty. They just want something a little bit different. And so that particular show had a very, very large budget. And when you have a really large budget, sometimes you have people making decisions that don't really think about your end goal as much as like what's cool. So, but that particular one, because there wasn't movement in motion, didn't really necessarily need it. But when you do have something like soccer players, when they're spinning their ball on their finger, it's capturing the spin the whole time. So there's like certain aspects of events that you can really highlight on or make it a very exciting experience. We did something like that with the Taekwondo class. So they jump in the air to capture them in the air, and you have this full wraparound photo. So that it's all about finding the right match for the right experience for the right end goal. And I'm happy to say that Joy Squad is definitely on the bounce back. As of 2021, from I would say about May on, we did the same in that time frame as we did in the whole year of 2019. So as far as revenue went, so it's definitely coming back, and this year we're already on goal to exceed our 2020 goal. So we'll be back into a point where we're at a 20% growth again. I do plan on stopping the growth as far as the amount of equipment that we have though, because at some point I can't personally be involved or have somebody else involved that has that passion for the quality. It's too easy to just get lazy with it. So this is the extent of how many activations we'll have. We can do 6 events in one evening. That's about as much as I can handle. Any other questions? Yeah.
You have your contact info?
Yeah, I have I just did a wedding show on Saturday or Sunday. Ran out of business cards, so I do have a little thing that you can snap a picture of, and it has all our contact info. So if anybody does want to have that contact info, you're welcome to snap a picture there. And I also have a QR code that sends you to a quick little thing to fill out if you wanted to get information about an activation that is on a specific date. Any other questions?
Great. So, Tricia,
I
she'll
will
be at the derby party, so make sure you wear your top hats and all your wonderful suits.
And we'll bring
whatever.
extras for you.
We had a ball
And
last year with all the props. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
I have a ball too. My personal favorite portion of doing Joy Squad is just meeting people. Like it's so much fun to see people. You see people in an environment where they're happy. I don't do funerals. I'm always at something that's a celebration or an exciting thing, and I meet people in every walk of life, whether it's little elementary kids or from there on up.
We have one last thing for you to pick our raffle or Queen of Hearts raffle. So it's a chance.
Okay, so I just read the whole number.
You can read the last 3 or 4.
Okay, final 3, 3, 2, 6.
Oh, man.